Welcome, welcome, welcome. Episode 144. The lone player has returned. Back to
Hello.
cause a bit of nonsense in the box. I'm your host, Jason. As always, I'm joined by the ever present and ever reliable sidekick of mine. Batman to Batman. Superman to Superman. Hey, how's it going, bro?
Am I really that ever present? I was like half an hour late last week.
Hey, we live in the present. We live in the present. We don't talk about the past.
Yeah,
How you been?
I guess. No. Good, man. It's almost end of the year.
Yeah,
The year is almost done. 3 weeks until leave.
sure.
I don't know how you feeling about that.
Some guys have it lucky. Some guys live my dream. I wish I had 3 weeks to leave. But no, happy to have you. And I say have you, but we are in Sportycast HQ. We have the number one Madridster all the way from the United Arab Emirates. Ziad Parker, how's it going, bro?
Lekker, man. How are you?
I'm alright, man. I'm alright. Yeah, my absence can be explained to those that are tuning in. I had to take a bit of a leave of absence. I did go get married. I've joined the ranks of
Did you?
respectable men.
Wow.
Yeah, guys. This official now, no? Please leave the DMs.
Is that not from a lucky packet or something?
It could be, but it's not. But yeah, we are back. We are episode 144. Time has flown. Look, I'm saying this. I have missed a few episodes. So yeah, when I left, I think we were in the 130s, and now we're at the 140s. So yeah, a pretty jam-packed week that has passed, and we're leading into a very exciting week. So episode today, we'll be covering a bit of the international break. There's a lot of drama. Certain teams have already qualified, but in this last round of games, there was quite a few issues. And also there was a bicycle from Scott McTominay. The best thing to have left United, Manchester, Napoli's savior. We've also got a few jam-packed games coming up in the form of Newcastle against Man City, and then obviously the much anticipated North London derby. So yeah, I'm going to jump in. We are going to get started. We might have a late entry into the box, but yeah, just keep your eyes peeled on that one. Ziad, have you been keeping up with any of the World Cup qualifications? Anything that stands out for you? Maybe the 9-0 Portugal against Armenia?
I thought that was pretty much standard, Bruno doing his thing, the bully that he is, getting his hat trick there against a weak team. But for me, I think the World Cup, still trying to wrap my head around qualification, like we were talking about offline. But I really like the fact that all these teams have a chance, and we're getting these names of teams that we haven't heard from in a long time, if not ever. Like obviously to start with Africa, Cape Verde, I think that was a nice, pleasant surprise to get him in. And for me, that's the whole aim of a World Cup, right? Obviously, there's a lot of talk, sour grapes from Gattuso, especially about the qualification method and so on. But Europe get enough spots. It's not.
Yeah.
For me, it's not a big issue that big teams are going to miss out, because that's the whole point of the World Cup, right? If you want to get in, you can't say, "Oh, we're better than Bolivia, but we still don't get through." And then it was amazing because then Norway completely smashed them. Because I think Italy scored first, and then they were like, I think they got to the 60th minute, and then Norway was like, "Okay, you had enough fun now. Let's pop 4 in." So yeah, it's magical. I think that's the right word. A lot of teams for us to root for. Africa, I think there's 8 or 9 teams from Africa, so it's going to be. It's exciting. I think as it builds up, it's going to be exciting. What about you guys? Have you any team stood out to you? I obviously mentioned Cape Verde now, but obviously the elephant in the room is Bafana, South Africa, getting to the World Cup, which is amazing.
I'm just gonna before we move on to that, I know that you are an Italian supporter. So how are you dealing with the way the qualification has been going?
Nah, I tapped out, bro. I don't even know. Besides Calafiori, I don't know who plays for Italy anymore.
Haaland also didn't know Esposito.
Yeah, I mean, I think the last time I took a genuine interest in yes, Ramesh, because I wasn't behind the controls. the producer is back on the stream, so everything will run smoothly. Honestly, I've lost interest in Italy since I think it was the Euro couple of years back, where they were in the final against England, right? It was
Yeah,
Italy,
I think
England,
it was
and they won.
2020, eh? Yeah.
And even then, I was watching it, and I was like, "What am I watching? Like, who are these players?" So yeah, I think I'm over Italy. I'm firmly back in Africa. I'll support all the African teams. Obviously, South Africa first, but even that experience with Morocco in the last World Cup, I think that just got me back into the vibe, and I just jump on any African team bandwagon. And I think going forward, I'll probably jump onto any small team, any Cinderella story. I'd quite enjoy that. So I think we can put a bow on the Italy thing. I'm done. It's not like they're giving me a passport or anything. So
Yeah, no, honestly,
bye. Ciao.
the way you're speaking sounds like those guys, maybe grew up in England and then eventually go to the African country, like Alex Iwobi. Plays junior for England all his life, and then he realizes, you know what, maybe it's not for me. Now he plays for Nigeria, and also maybe not qualifying, but I think at the offset we had spoken about the increased number of teams and what this does for football, but like you say, those sort of Cinderella stories, you have Panama, Haiti coming into it, Norway, who haven't been in a World Cup since 1998.
Scotland as well.
What a crazy game.
What about carry on.
No. Say it,
because I was gonna
because you were
I wanted
practicing it
to
before
talk
the show.
about that fellow Parrot from Ireland.
Parrot.
He just went berserk, but he dragged Ireland into the playoffs basically. But how crazy is that? He scores 5 goals in 2 games. 2 against Portugal to make Ronaldo shiver a little. And then 3 after going down to Hungary away at the Puskás Stadium. He silenced the crowd, bruh. That's epic.
It was also like a late hat-trick, right? It was like a second half hat-trick. So literally who is he playing? Does anybody know who he plays?
He plays for AZ Alkmaar.
No.
After Spurs discarded him.
No way.
He wasn't good enough.
He's at AZ.
Yo, I can tell you now, he might be better than Richarlison.
Wow.
Yeah. And if he played against United, he probably gets more goals than Richarlison got.
But do you think he would have cried after equalizing or after thinking got the winner later on in the game?
The man didn't even cry after he stunted on Ronaldo's head. He don't care about this. He's got kahunas. Definitely. I just want to go to the comments quickly. Asfar, I think that's the Carabao that you're spelling, possibly. Or is it the Crackle? Isn't that wasn't that recently spotted in a Table Mountain?
Chike, you know what Asfar is, right? He's like basically that type, like when you type and your phone autocorrects, but you know what the guy's saying.
Yeah.
He's that person, man. Whenever he talks, no matter what he says, when you read it, it makes no sense. But after a second read, you're like, I know what he means.
Yeah. Krakow. Curacao.
Turning it Polish.
Curacao.
With a little accent on it. Another fairy tale story, a small island. We actually had to do a bit of research about this because I don't...
Population 165K.
My goodness. And even they are there ahead of Nigeria. Wow. Look, it is these little stories that we want, and we have all
we go.
I suppose all of the regulars, and we have guys that are meant to be, and something like that. That is a striker if I've ever seen one. Mubin, welcome. How's it going?
Right, and you?
All right.
Like you ran here.
Yeah, this guy looks like he just got off the landing.
You need a minute.
I just got off the ladder. I was busy with a DIY, and I ran
like a scary visual.
Yeah. The ladder's fine, don't worry.
Like the Royal Rumble.
Nah, but good to have you here. Let's give you some time to compose yourself. yeah, looking at some of the standout games, probably would have been that Hungary game.
We have a very, very huge takeover here.
Okay, fair play. I was going to leave that for the end of the episode, but now Asa has given his prediction. I don't mind it actually. I think
I like it.
Yeah,
I see the vision.
it's also people. I think people maybe took a bit more notice of us when Sundowns played in the Club World Cup, but the Bafana team has shown that they could overcome adversity in this whole qualification period, and the adversity being their own negligence. So if we just keep doing that in the World Cup, maybe we might actually have a chance.
But look here, man, speaking of negligence, right, and the Africa thing, talk to me. I think I'm going to bring Mubin Suma straight in here. Did you see that Nigeria said after they lost that the opposition was doing voodoo against them, bro, in the penalty shootout? How bad is it?
Why are you asking Mubin about that? What does he
Because
know
he's
about
a master of the black magic, bro.
Maybe he's a wizard with a ball in his hand, but
Yeah, maybe it was it with a ball, but I mean, master of black magic. That's intense. Yeah, I didn't see
believe that,
the.
man. You've heard many excuses in your life, but you actually believe.
I didn't see the actual comments, but I mean, I think it's an African thing. I mean, if something doesn't go away, then there's always someone or something or someone in another.
But you
know,
know,
sphere
United man must have
that's
experience with this, right? Because Paul Pogba also cried about this. Someone was doing black magic against him or something, right?
Beating an hyena in the middle of Old Trafford.
Yeah, they mustn't laugh, bro. Someone just now pull out some moves against us. Yeah, you never know.
Just on that, we got I don't know if you guys saw Fabrizio reported today that Paul Pogba will start training on Monday with Monaco, making his return.
That guy, his football age is now catching up with him, right? So now he's got a little niggle here, niggle there. But yeah, if he can come back and he has like a bit of a renaissance in Monaco, tax-free and just enjoying life, then 100%. Let's go. Pogba, the forgotten hero.
Yeah, linking up with Ansu Fati.
Nah, fair play. But yeah, Mubin, we had briefly spoken just about World Cup, and there's the increased number of teams now. If your focus was on India and South Africa in the cricket, I mean, congrats for that as well, I suppose. But have you seen anything? Is there anything that piqued your interest? We see Scotland last, and I'm not sure if you caught that highlights, but basically winning it in the 89th or the 83rd, and then the 90th, a goal from the halfway line.
That was a crazy goal, man.
Absolute scenes. Is this the World Cup? Is this World Cup going to be one of upsets with so many unknown quantities coming into it?
I think so. Based on what you said, unknown quantities, but also because it's a longer World Cup, a longer format. There's more teams will kind of maybe fall along the wayside because, again, because of the longer format, upsets are bound to happen with teams getting more games and so forth. Whereas, with the traditional one, I mean, the bigger teams would know, okay, we need to win 2, draw 1 to get out of the group stages, essentially. So I think there will be not quite a lot, but I think there will be a few upsets along the way early on. Yeah.
No, fair play. I think it's one of those. I just hope that the sort of spectacle of it all isn't ruined by things like where it's going to be hosted and issues like that. But I am looking forward to what I'm maybe not looking forward to is the fact that it is going to be in North America and all of those places. So it means the time difference for South Africans is going to be terrible. But no, I think it will be exciting. I think I'm looking for a nice, exciting draw. I reckon off the back, obviously Bafana, what time World Cup match will be played. But I mean, If I had that time, my friend, I would really try to go for the lotto numbers, my friend. If I could predict that far ahead.
Yeah, no, I think that they said that they gave like an estimate. The latest game will be like 8 p.m. Eastern time. So it should be around about like 2 a.m. our time.
Perfect for Riaz. Riaz doesn't sleep, so he'll be
true.
covering that. So watch out for those socials. But we'll do the early shift. You can maybe do the late shift.
Yeah. But I don't think it will be a lot. I think like that will be like a handful of games at that time. I think the majority of the games will probably be around about 5 p.m. Eastern time, which would still be around about 11 p.m. our time. So it's a bit more manageable.
Nah, fair play. All right. Well, yeah, let's, like Ziad said earlier, let's start bow on the international football. We're going to jump back in. So we've got two massive games coming up. We've got Man City against Newcastle at St. James. That's the Saturday night. And then we've got Arsenal against Spurs, and that's at the Emirates. That's on Sunday. It's big because a favorable result for Man City on Saturday means that they go within 1 point, if I'm not mistaken, of Arsenal going into that game. Obviously, anything other than that favors Arsenal somewhat. We'll be in with this international break, and I think the form that Haaland showed going into it, Newcastle underperforming as well. What are your thoughts going into this game? And did the break maybe come at a good time for Newcastle, but a bad time for City?
I don't think it would have came at a bad time for City. I think there's more than enough quality in City squad, and I think Guardiola is a guy that will obviously manage the break, manage the players as they come back, and they sort of they're already on an upward trajectory. So I don't think it would do them bad by having the break. I think they will just kick on with the momentum that they build up. I think they sort of, if I can use a term, smell a bit of blood by notching up a couple of wins to climb up the table. So I don't think Guardiola would let go of that momentum easily. But if I can just hop back maybe the last international break, I think for a club like United, who are also in the same position as City now, where we had momentum by getting a couple of wins, the break came, and then we hit this patch where we just got a couple of draws again. So, but I don't think it will affect City.
No, that's fair.
Also just the fact that Ireland just keeps on going no matter who he plays for.
Yeah.
Like he just absolutely
He's a machine. Yeah.
Team that he goes up against. So I think that as long as he's still firing, City will be okay.
It's also I think he's got 30 goals this season thus far. I
think it was 30 goals in 23 or
something like that. Which is crazy numbers, and it's not all the simple tap-in finishes. There are also some really good individual goals, and then just some good team play goals where he obviously finishes that off. Zia, does that all get nullified when you go to a ground like St. James, where the environment is hostile? It's the last game, if I'm not mistaken, on that Saturday evening, 7:30 our time. So it is going to be under the lights. Do you think Newcastle don't need any motivation for a game like this?
Last season maybe, but I think Newcastle have been off the boil this season, so I don't think it's going to make much of a difference where City play. St. James, the crowd might have a bit of a effect, but if they don't start well, then the crowd actually could have an adverse effect. So I don't think it's going to bother City too much. Their players are in great form. You spoke about Haaland. Jeremy Doku has leveled up also. He had a fantastic international break as well. So there's also talk about Nico Riley, as England's left back going forward. So these guys are on the up with City, and I think the break didn't really stop the momentum because a lot of their players played really well. So I don't think there's going to be any issues for them at St. James, to be honest.
When you look at the way City went into that international break, I think it was a 4-0 win, right? Or something like that. And then Newcastle's result, Brentford away, lost 3-1, red card to, who was it? I think it was it Dan Burn?
Dan Burn.
Dan Burns, vital cog. What are they needing to do? They've obviously got Voltemade that's coming to a bit of form over this international break, but is it just to try and get City back? Do you just play it long? Do you just get the speed players in, or what is the sort of game plan that they need to
Like
look
you
at?
see, I don't know where Eddie Howe is right now, because you don't know what you're going to get from this Newcastle team on a given day.
Yeah.
And if he's going to try to play it safe, knowing how lethal Ireland is, I mean, a low block still won't work against somebody like Ireland, because you'll find a way eventually.
Yeah.
But I think they're just going to have to rely on that midfield. We spoke, I think it was last week or the week before, about Newcastle's midfield, like Sandro Tonali, Bruno Guimaraes, who else? Joe Linton. You have all of these players in there that makes up a really good midfield.
Yeah.
And if they can just band together and try to like see things off and just try to work as a functioning machine, I think that they can try to get something away from this game. I don't think that they'll get a win, but I think that they'll be happy with the draw if they can.
Nah, that's fair. I mean, look, any good result for them is a draw. And then a win obviously is like an extreme bonus. But on the form that they've shown, and also I think they've got Champions League coming up as well, City as well. I'm not sure who they play.
Okay in the Champions League.
Yeah, which is weird. It's almost like that little breakaway from the league form where was it? I think Liverpool won it that one season. They finished outside the top 4, and that's just like it's a different competition. There's a complete different mindset. But yeah, if you were to pick out one player, maybe Mubin, if not the two centre forwards, where would you put stock for that game to sort of be the difference maker for either team? So let's maybe you can give City, and then Ziad can give Newcastle if he's up for that.
Yeah, I'd probably say the midfield. I think if there is an area where but the work can be done and where City can improve, it would be the midfield. And I mean, I know Ziad will probably touch on the Newcastle midfield, but I think the Newcastle midfield is probably a bit more robust and a bit more industrious than what the current City midfield is. So that's what I think.
No, okay, all good. And then Ziad, just you had mentioned, I mean, we had mentioned about Nico O'Reilly, but then somebody like Jacob Murphy, the sort of unsung hero in that Newcastle team, would he maybe be relishing the idea that, he's a bit more experienced? He has a chance to just run at this kid and maybe knock him down a peg. Do you think a guy like that is actually the difference for Newcastle? Not thinking anything fancy, just an old-fashioned winger that's going to run at the left back and just try and pin him back a bit.
You make a good point there, because my biggest concern with Newcastle is how they factor or how they put together the attack. Right? Obviously, Voltemade is in the middle, but you got Anthony Gordon, Harvey Barnes, Jacob Murphy, Anthony Ilanga. If I'm getting everyone in there, and I don't think Howe's managed to pick the right guys together. And like Jacob Murphy is obviously the one who has played really well, but you'll always be the last one picked, if that makes sense, based on stature and all that stuff. Harvey Barnes also maybe a little. Gordon's like an automatic starter, but it's trying to figure out which of those 4 wide players make Voltemade better. That's the key for him, and if you can figure that out, I think they can score against City. I don't think that they'll be struggling to create, but it's just getting the ball quickly into the wide areas and then getting it to Voltemade in a position where you can make it count. Obviously, Tonali is really good on the set pieces. They got Kieran Trippier also, who puts in good balls. So they've got a lot of options on how they can take City on. And for me, the key is going to be Voltemade and his ability to be clinical, because you're probably not going to get as many chances, but the ones you do get, can you put it away? So for me, he's the real standout. And then if Howe can get the right supply to him with the right support in the wide areas, I think they have a chance.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, Anthony Gordon's still injured. So it will probably be somebody like Harvey Barnes and Murphy on the other side, or Ilanga on the other side.
Ilanga hasn't really nailed down a spot, and I think people talk a lot when he performs well, because then it's like, how will Man United letting this guy go? But then oftentimes when he's anonymous, then I mean nothing gets said, right?
Which I think for the most part has been his Newcastle journey thus far. Like he hasn't really hit the ground running over there. He hasn't. I think he scored like 1 goal so far
Could be,
since he arrived, and it seems like he's been struggling for form.
Yeah.
But I think Jacob Murphy just keeps on putting his hand up, and he's low value for high reward.
Yeah. No,
And
100%.
Jacob Murphy's standout is obviously his ability without the ball. That goes a long way in getting him into the team. He does well when he has possession. He dribbles well. He's good in the box, but the effort that he puts in without the ball is what I think gets him selected over some of the other guys like Barnes and Ilanga, who are more attack orientated.
Yeah. If you think back further a little bit, to the old sort of like 4-4-2s, right, where your right mid had to be up and down. I think Jacob Murphy maybe embodies that. He'd also provide a bit more
speed
cover.
style.
Yeah, speed, and then getting the cheeky little goal in there, but majority really just trying to put in good service. But then in City's way of playing, where they try and bring the left back in and then they try and overload, I think it's good to have a guy like that. But if you're saying that City has weaknesses, Yasin, where like is it really located? Is it just in their positional sense once they push forward, or they're leaving gaps? Is it just like defensively they're a bit of cost at times? It'll be interesting. Just let us know there. But hey, if I'm gonna put you on the spot now, as always, we're gonna give it a little bit of prediction. What do you have for me?
I think I'm going City 3-1.
City 3-1.
Demolition in front of the Geordies.
Oi, okay, that's fair. Mubin, anything from your side there? What's your prediction?
Probably 2-1 City.
2-1 City. Okay, Zips, are you going to jump on the other side, or are you also joining the City to win it?
It's hard to look past City, to be honest, in the form that they're in. So I'd probably go 2-0 City. Even though I think Newcastle can score, I don't think they will, sadly.
Yeah, I think City might clinch it at the end. I'm going to go like a 3-2 City, actually. But I'm hoping that with all of this, there's some sort of reverse psychology in it. And if it does happen, I'm hoping that in all of that, the next game which you're going to preview isn't really affected by it. So we'll close the bend.
You guys can put your predictions in the chat as well. But
So as far as got City to win 2-1, we've also got Yasin, who's then confirmed that it is defense. Definitely. I think defense is probably a thing. If you press City, the goalie kicks long as he's not comfortable.
That is true.
Teams need to press him into mistakes. 100%.
But that
he did concede 4 against his teammate recently, so he's maybe sad.
Yeah,
maybe that too.
That is true, right? Like to press City and get the goalie to kick it long, but they're winning the second ball, man. So even if Newcastle's winning the first one, City somehow getting the ball back in the middle, and then they can still go. And if you press and you take that risk, obviously the way Newcastle have been playing, you leave a lot of space in the middle that they could exploit. So I actually don't think that's too much of an issue, Donnarumma and the ball, because a lot of teams have just started kicking the ball long again. Pep's not too concerned with possession anymore, which is interesting.
It's actually very dangerous when he's not concerned about having the ball, because then he's found ways to kind of maximize output when he eventually does get it, which, like you say, is second ball. But
the positions Doku's taking up, right? He's not dropping back too deep. He's lurking so that as soon as they win the ball, he can then go. And if you're going to put Doku one-on-one against Trippier or someone like that, it's not even a contest. He's going to run circles around him. Maybe Livramento can keep up pace-wise, but
Livramento's
it's going to be interesting.
This guy's reading off the injured list or so. Are you reading all of the players that's injured and you're hoping that they can play, or what?
Trippier is playing because Livramento's injured, isn't he?
Okay. Yeah, but maybe he comes back. The break was long, so I don't know what magic Owens are going to pull when they come back.
Yeah. No, but the second ball, I think if you're looking at any team that can kind of get second ball and who are ready for that fight, it would be Newcastle's midfield. That's just dependent on whether they're going to turn up for that sort of competition. I think also City's good form coincides with them having a functioning holding midfielder in Nico Gonzalez. in saying that, there are also weaknesses. He has quite a few lapses of concentration, but yeah, interesting to see what's going to happen there. Mubin, I'm going to jump to you quickly because we are going now to the next game, probably the game of the weekend, right? The North London derby. Arsenal having dropped points against Sunderland in the last game, and then Spurs also dropping points against your team, United. What did you find from that game that Spurs could possibly hold on to? I mean, if you watched it, what is something that Spurs maybe did well against your team that they could kind of take into this game?
Like I said, I haven't been watching a lot of football lately. It's cricket season, and that game was smack bang in the middle of my drinks break on the field. So I did obviously catch up on the highlights. I obviously can't pinpoint exactly. Like I said, I haven't watched the full 90. Look, I think there are Spurs are still a work in progress. I think there's bits and pieces that are come together, and there are bits and pieces that don't. But I think Arsenal will be far too strong for Spurs, who don't sort of have it all together currently. So I think Arsenal will take this one.
Nah, that's fair. That's fair, Ziad. I'm going to believe Mubin because that's what I also think. But any contrary points there? I mean, obviously coming out of the international break, not the most positive in terms of injury news for Arsenal. With Gabriel going off also a very consistent performer in these games. Are you a bit nervous? Are you a bit worried that the injuries are happening again? And is there a bit of PTSD starting to set in?
Not really, man. It is what it is. I think I've been consistent with this one. This next man up, right? Whoever's in the squad has to come in. So it is a big blow. Obviously, he's our best defender and best attacking player, right? I mean, without him, we probably would be sitting in the relegation zone, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm just gonna have to get the next guy in. He's gonna miss a month, it seems. Probably miss the Chelsea game as well, miss the Bayern game. But yeah, we just have to move forward. We got depth. It's just about putting them in and seeing how they do. Well, the question you asked me, being just to go back to it quickly with Spurs, I think the things that they can use probably to move forward is they showed a bit of resolve to fight back from 1-0 down, and Spurs just look better when they're attacking. I think when they're trying to be less cautious, they do look a bit better. So if they can take away anything from the United game, it's just that ability to kind of turn the game on its head. A good 10 minutes can see them, score twice, for example, which is kind of against Arsenal. That's all you need out of that, because the pattern for the season has been them dominating a good chunk of the game. But then it's those small phases where opposition have, like Liverpool scored 1 goal in the period they dominated. A couple of other games as well. You talk about Sunderland. You just need a good 5 to 10 minutes and you could, affect the game. So Spurs have some positive things to take from that. Obviously, the way the game ended wasn't great for them because United scored the equalizer, in a way that we kind of score goals at Arsenal. So that's probably one thing for them to worry about. But I mean, I honestly don't think the Spurs will get a result. But yeah, you never know. But I'm with Mubin on that one. I don't think Spurs really have a chance, to be honest.
Yeah. It's interesting that you say that because I'm looking at some of the form that they've shown, and most of their performances where they've played really well have come away from home. They're actually not as successful at home, which maybe showed in that game against United. So you have this movable force versus the immovable force, and that generally Thomas Frank knows that Arsenal having dropped points in the last game, and if City win, will have to come out and kind of get something. So all they have to do is just wait and sit and sort of frustrate Arsenal. Which
it's funny you mentioned Thomas Frank, right? And I think if he was bringing a Brentford team to this game with Gabriel injured, it would have been amazing for him Because he generally, Brentford used to have that physical striker up front, it's Mbumo and that type of player, which would have actually been more interesting to put a guy like Mosquera under pressure who probably will play. But if you look at Spurs, they just don't have that type of centre forward. And I think Arsenal's probably better off dealing with a Kolo Muani or a Richarlison or someone like that with how they set up.
No, that's fair. I just think they maybe in Spurs, you have a team who away from home, they set up defensively and they just get that 1 to 4 counter attacks, which is fine. When they're at home and they're forced to go for it, they struggle because I think whilst they might have good players offensively, they don't know how to work together.
Yeah.
So you have a guy like Xavi Simons who's dropping in. You have Kudus also trying to create. You have Richarlison playing on the left, the center, the right, but nowhere near the goal really, except for that one goal that he scored. And then you have Kolo Muani, who has to put in quite a bit of defensive shift. So yeah, the tactic and the gameplay that they employ when they go away is different. So I think that's maybe something. I'm hoping that the result against Sunderland doesn't play into Arsenal's mind as it previously would have over the many other seasons where it sort of happened. You have that little bit of a blip. I would have liked to see a few more players back because that's what was sort of alluded to, where we'd have Gyökeres back. We'd probably have Martin Odegaard, Martinelli. I think Madueke was supposed to make the squad against Sunderland and now potentially might not make the squad against Spurs. So, yeah, I think we have the depth for sure, but it's just, are we going to be able to turn up the way we need to if maybe City pick up points or if they don't pick up points? That kind of shows where we are at. Because we've sort of answered the call a bit, but then the 2-2 against Sunderland kind of pulls you back into that same sort of fear mentality. But AF, what do you think about Arsenal's chances? And also just like, are we going to see a Mikel Merino masterclass seen as you're wearing a Spanish t-shirt here?
I'm more of a Martin Zubimendi.
Either way.
But like you mentioned, like all of these injuries and like Arsenal's obviously strengthened their squad a lot.
Yeah.
With a lot of these new players coming in, that's a lot of new mentalities coming into the team as well. So, like, there's a lot of that. Okay, I don't know what's happened in the past.
Yeah.
I haven't been here for any of those things. So I'm just going to carry on business as usual, try to win every game.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
If you're looking at it at a silver lining point of view for the injuries. Mosquera is deputized quite well when he needed to this season. So I think that's a very solid replacement for Gabriel until then. Nkapia doesn't look bad. He doesn't look like a bad centre back as well. So I think with regards to Gabriel's injury, I think the Arsenal fans I understand why you guys are this nervous and this upset about it, because it came in a way that didn't need to happen. You didn't need to be playing that game. But I think the fact that you guys have the strength in depth with that 2 quality replacements, I think that should be good enough to sort of get past the next month. But yeah, in terms of like the other parts of the field, I don't know, man. I don't think that Spurs have been playing well for the last 2 to 3 game weeks. The game against Chelsea, I think they played that one at home as well.
Yeah.
They didn't play well.
Yeah.
They didn't play well against United as well. United didn't play that great in that first half either. It wasn't really a great advert for the Premier League. But yeah, like I don't see Spurs doing anything substantial in this game. I think it has the potential to be a walk in the park for Arsenal. And I hope that's not a reverse psychology or anything, but I really just don't see anything. Spurs hasn't been filling me with any sort of like enthusiasm. Their play hasn't really been exciting. Like the most exciting thing that they've currently been like hoping for is Van der Ven running from outside of his box, 3/4 way down the field, passing it to somebody, and then he taps it in to score a goal.
Yeah.
And that happened against United as well. Like he ran about 20 meters or so with the ball, and the crowd just went absolutely
crazy,
wild.
Yeah, I remember
because
that.
he was running with the ball. So I mean, if that's the one thing that the crowd is actually getting excited about, that's a bit worrying.
Yeah.
For like from a fan's point of view, like that would be a bit worrying.
Yeah. Nah, that's fair. Okay, we're just gonna jump to a bit of comments here. See, Mohammed, welcome. Worried about Arsenal? Always worried about Arsenal. If you don't know, yeah, that's like a default setting. But yeah, just to echo both Ziad and Ayo's points, I think Mosquera did exceptional on the first game that he came on against Liverpool. So he showed at Anfield he's able to handle that sort of pressure. Nkapie has shown that he can be a left back, and we can even play Calafiori in the centre back. I think that's the point of getting these hybrid defenders where they can fill all those roles. I think Jurien Timber might have gone off against Netherlands or for Netherlands in their recent game, but then I think he came back on.
No. It was like something like small. It was
Small.
His
Okay,
twin
yeah.
came
So,
back
yeah,
on. They switched.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
His brother.
Okay, Quentin Timber. Yeah, and we actually might sign him in Jan or June, one of the two. But
That's
yeah,
just
either
for
way,
chaos,
then
man.
we'll
You
have-
don't actually know who's coming off and who's coming on.
Yeah.
It's a sub
Yeah.
without making a sub.
Nah, for sure. So yeah, I think if we are looking at where we want to go as Arsenal fans and as Arsenal as the club, these are the games that when it seems like it could be the sort of banana skin, we actually show up and we show why we should be there and things of that nature. So yeah, I think 15 points never say for Arsenal. Okay, yeah, no, fair play. Yeah. Mohammed Bray supports Liverpool, right?
United.
Okay. Tough. Yeah, no, so let's then just jump into a bit of predictions, and then yeah, we'll go around, and I'm gonna start with Ziad as Arsenal fan, and then maybe I'm gonna put you on the spot now as well. Mubin, I'm gonna go to everybody else. I'm gonna come to you last now, so you can think about who plays for the clubs. Because I'm gonna need you guys to give me a prediction, and then I'm gonna need just one player that you think is going to turn up, be it either side. So Ziad,
1-0 Arsenal.
1-0 Arsenal, perfect. Player that's gonna turn up, is it one of our defenders again, or is it gonna be one of the
As in,
forwards?
you want the goal scorer or man of the match?
Yeah, I think man of the match, or just who you think is gonna put
Important
in
player.
Yeah, important player.
Zubimendi.
Maybe gonna be critical in the game.
Zubimendi is in great form. He had a fantastic run out with Spain. It's things that you don't generally see, but he's just always in control, and I think he's going to just control this game and run everything.
No, that's fair. AF, talk to me.
I'm gonna go 2-0 Arsenal, and it has to be Eze, eh? The guy that was supposed to go to Spurs, and then at the 11th hour he made the move. So yeah,
I actually forgot about all of that. That seems like a distant memory, eh? Yeah, I'm going to go. I'm hoping we can keep a clean sheet, but I think Spurs have something crazy in them. I'm going to go 3-1 Arsenal, and then player to really step up. It might be a bit of a cop-out, but I think he owes us a big performance in one of these derbies again. My captain, Bukayo Saka. I was going to say Martin Odegaard, but I don't think he is. I think he maybe starts on the bench. But yeah, Saka loves a North London derby, especially at home. So yeah, I'm going to stick to the form and the history. Mubin, don't give me Teddy Sheringham, please, because he doesn't play for Spurs anymore. Give me a score and then give me a player. Huh?
I'll give you Temba Bavuma.
Temba Bavuma. Perhaps if he was at Lords and maybe not at Emirates, then yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I would agree with it. I was going to say 3-1. And I actually think Trossard will have a hand to play in this one. I think we all can agree he's a very underrated guy and someone that will always come up with an assist to a goal. So I think he gets my call for an impact in this game.
No, that's fair. Yeah, also one of the more underrated players. I think signed him as a little.
He's gonna channel his inner Timber, you say.
Yeah, clutch. Okay, we got Mohammed Bray saying now Arsenal gonna Ray. I think he means Ray Charles. 3-1 Arsenal.
Ray,
blinding
give
of
the
the
other
game.
people a chance to comment, Dixie.
Yeah, I'm not
Man got a monopoly on the comments.
I think this is his diary, maybe. It's like, I hope they do, but it's Arsenal. You see, that sounds like something I would maybe put in my diary. If Odegaard is fit, that man will be man of the match. And yeah, always Mohamed Bray, we're on the same page. 100% correct. Yeah, I'm not saying that that's the only 2 games, but those are the games that we've sort of highlighted, and it's the games that we found that would be the most interesting. Obviously, Liverpool. I think they've got Nottingham Forest, if I'm not mistaken. There's a few other games. Chelsea also. It's very close from maybe the 3rd spot up until maybe the 9th or 10th spot even. So any win there changes position dramatically. Yeah, there's quite a few.
3rd to 10 is 3 points.
Yeah, Man United win, they go to 21. If Chelsea drop points, yeah, Man United might be 3rd. So there's a lot of movement. It is also early. It's only 11 games. There's still another 27 games, or I'm mistaken, 38 games. And then also teams have to factor in that there's Champions League. Arsenal have Bayern, another foe we need to conquer. We haven't had a positive result against for, I think, a while now. So, yeah, there's a lot going on this week. So, yeah, let us know.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think Wolves finally get their first victory this weekend against Crystal Palace?
Ooh.
New managers in.
Who is the new manager?
I don't actually know who they appointed.
Rob Edwards.
Who?
Ralph Edwards.
Rob Edwards. He used to play for
Rob
Wolves.
Edwards.
Rob Edwards.
Rob Edwards.
I only know Rob Holding.
Yeah. And not a good guy to know.
Luton Town, yeah.
Luton Town, Rob Edwards, and then Middlesbrough recently. Okay, no, fair play. Maybe manager bounce gets him something. Did any of you guys know that Graham Potter's at Sweden?
Yeah.
And did you see that they started their first game with a loss?
Yeah, he's waiting for Gyökeres. That's why he wants to be reunited with him.
Well, he had Isak there, isn't it? So you can just
he worked with Gyökeres before, so
yeah, fair play.
So he wants to be reunited with him.
But yeah, look, Crystal Palace against Wolves. I think Wolves on 2 points. That's 2 draws. Yeah, not the best form, eh? So Crystal Palace kind of riding the wave recently. Is it at home or is it away? Do you know? I think Crystal Palace is home.
I think
Wolves at home.
5
o'clock. Yeah, let's actually back them, man. I think Wolves will get something. If I were to give a goal scorer, nobody's asked, but I'm going to give it either way. I'm going to give Marshall Manetsi, the former Orlando Pirates player.
Yeah, Zimbabwean.
Our brothers. I'm not sure if any of you guys seen it, those that are in South Africa that have SuperSport. It's a lovely interview. Julius Stewart and Lyle Foster, and he actually talks about the fact they both played at Pirates together, and how they now made it all the way to
like you were speaking about a lot of the like African talent coming to the Premier League.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's
so shout out. And it's all coincides with the 48
not being able to cook eggs, eh?
Eh?
Man is talking about all the food that he missed from home, and she's just like, I can't cook. He put on blast there, bruh. The exposer. Man is talking about his chakalaka and what.
Nah. What a meal, isn't it? What a meal.
But look here, don't, Jason, you're being on Wara. Like, give the United man at least an opportunity, my bro. I know
those people are crying already.
My time against Everton. You give them a chance to talk about their team, man. The people they want to know. United Everton. Let's hear some United Everton stories, please. Obviously, Bruno coming off a Ballon d'Or performance against Armenia.
Palace could easily make Wolves look good. I don't know. I thought Palace have been.
That come from a guy with a Palace profile picture. I'm worried.
He looks like he sounds like a professional footballer, Kevin Benson, like a number 9.
He sounds like even Jean-Philippe Mateta do finishing.
Like 12 goals a season. You can put it in the book, guaranteed.
Consistent though.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, look, definitely one to watch. Wolves, I mean, not to be too cliche, but they are hunting, isn't it? They're hunting for points. So yeah, it's always, I think any game is going to come up against a team that needs to win. In Wolves, they're going to be trying to win every game now because 2 points after 11 games is scary hours. I think we'll definitely watch Crystal Palace, especially with the fact that they're playing on a Thursday night as well. That might have an impact, specifically going to December, where they've also got, I think it's Carabao, so they play like 3 games in the space of like 8 days or something
Yeah.
like that, which is basically league game, Carabao Cup, Conference League, and then league again. So that's going to be quite interesting. Kiwi goalkeeper only ever scored own goals. My word. My word. I'm going to tell you now, Kevin, thanks for being here, right? But nobody would be able to get that information out of me. You could have put me up to a lie detector. I would have passed it. No way would I confess
Listen,
to that. But thank you for that.
I think I would take Kevin first if I was picking my 5 team, bruh. That's dangerous.
Yeah,
The opposition won't know what to do.
Why? Because he's scoring all the goals.
Goalkeeper who scores own goals is a dual threat.
No, 100%. No, 100%. But then also, if you pick him, you also got your 5 extra players that you are going to pick. So it's fine. It works out perfectly. But yeah, that wraps up 144. Yeah, I think just for Kevin, who seems to be a new follower, AF, where can Kevin find you?
You can first find us at
100%.
Sportycast
100%.
on all social media platforms. But yeah, I'm at AFBarker642 on every single social media platform. So yeah, very universal on that front.
Perfect. Mubin, entry number 30, is that also your social media handle, or do you want people to email you?
I'm at playing away at Avondale Saturday 1:30 on the A field. Everyone wants to rock out. Mubin _ Ahmed on Instagram, Mubin Ahmed on Facebook.
What are you selling on Marketplace?
There's a Facebook renaissance happening, guys.
Yeah, no, love it. No, cheers to that. Zips, besides the Santiago Bernabeu, where can the people find you?
I took a leaf out of our producer's book there and I just went to the generic. Got the same name across all the platforms, keeping it simple.
Lovely.
So and for people considering going to Avondale to watch Mubin, don't waste your time, bruh. After what happened between them and Western Province Cricket Club, rather play stick cricket at home, throw the ball against a wall or whatever, than go watch that Rondebosch team, to be honest.
Yeah, we don't condone any violence. We are supporters of all cricket clubs.
No one told the opposition that last weekend, bruh. The news I was getting that where's Asfar now to say it again there? What was happening to them?
No, okay.
Apparently it was a crime scene.
As far the champ is here, is not here, so he won't be able to back up that claim. But yeah, as Ave had mentioned, find us at Sportycast on all of the major platforms. We're heading into the back end of the year. The year-end fatigue might be kicking in, but we will still be pushing out content. So yeah, hopefully we'll
I think
have,
Kevin is one of us, bruh. He's like Riaz.
Who is this now?
Kevin. He said he's a closet gooner.
Oh, okay. No, fair play. Kev, please come back. I'm actually closet goodness. Good luck.
I hope you smash that subscribe button, Kevin, because we'd love to see you in future chats.
Also, Kevin, if you want to come on as a Crystal Palace voice, please let us know. We will love to diversify our content, both New Zealand and a Crystal Palace fan. I think if you had to have a Venn diagram, you'd be the only one there, unless you have family members that you have also coerced to support Crystal Palace. But yeah, at Jason_Ronnie for anybody that wants to communicate. I have mentioned that I don't reply, guys. I'm busy. Okay. But I'll make a concerted
tell us, you're busy on your TikToks, right? So tell us more about
that.
Was that part of
there's a marriage account that is going on. So just watch the space. We might be popping out with a few more videos. But yeah, just follow us first. And then when you see me on the other account, you can follow that one as well. Okay. Cheers. Everybody at Sportycast, we'll catch you next week. See ya.